G'day, this is Brian Medway, and I'm talking about connecting with God through the Bible, and this is the most important thing, and the amazing thing is that it's accessible to everybody. It's accessible to anybody who wants to seek God, regardless of whether they've got previous experience or not. So if this is a job application, God says, hey, I want to connect with you. No previous experience necessary. Apply within. But I'm just trying to give some help about how to. The Bible's a big book, and there's all kinds of things written, and you can go and read somebody else's study notes, and maybe that's good. But I think what's even better is getting revelation for yourself, and then going and checking somebody else's to see what they say. But get your own first. A man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. So I've been looking at some different passages and finding out how we figure out where a section exists, a separate section. So we can go section by section, story by story, issue by issue, and look for the meaning in that little section according to the context that it provides for itself. So I'm going to do the Psalms now. I've done Mark's Gospel, the narrative. I've done Paul's letter to the Philippians. I've done Jeremiah chapter 1, a prophetic part. And now I'm going to do, the last one I'm going to do is a Psalm, because the Psalms often seem a bit different to other parts of the Bible. So I want to see whether you can get a handle on this. And so I'm going to go to my Psalm passage here. I'm going to bring it up a little. Okay, just enlarge it a little. Okay, this is Psalm 6. So we're looking for what I would call standalone sections, or separate issues, or separate segments. Experiencing one thing, then experiencing another thing. Let's just make sure we separate that, because everything in the Bible is about something that happened to somebody and a God comment about that. And so it's wonderful that we have 150 chapters or separate psalms in the Bible. And you can think of psalms as songs. That's true, they are. They're poetry. Yes, they are. They're prayer kind of, it's a prayer deal. Yes, they are. But in actual fact, what it is somebody writing down a prayer journal. They're writing down what they said and what they experienced and all those other things. So once again, it's a story. And so I'm not criticizing anybody else for the way they look at Scripture, but I'm just saying I think this is the most helpful thing I've ever seen. And so we're trying to get the understanding or the information from a particular segment. And so I'm going to go to Psalm 6 here, and I'm going to look for a segment. And the way to tell a segment is what's going on. Here we have a video clip. If this is a video clip, what's going on here? Well, let me just start and we'll see. Lord, do not rebuke me in your anger. First thing we know about this is that here is somebody talking to God. And we know what they're talking about because they don't feel too good. Things are not going so good. And so, do not rebuke me in your anger. Discipline me in your wrath. What's God up to here? Well, this person thinks that God is angry with him and he's displeased with him. And so he's saying, oh, God, please don't be angry with me. And then he goes on to say, Lord, have mercy on me, for Lord, I faint. Heal me, for my bones are in agony. This guy is really upset. He's in pain, physical pain, because of how upset he is. And then he says, verse 3, my soul is in deep anguish. How long, oh Lord, how long? This has been going on for some time. So here's a whole bunch of things that are part of this guy's story. And what do we know? We know that this guy has come to some place and he's calling out to God. We have his own record of what happened when he started to call out to God. This is terrific. Turn, O Lord, and deliver me. Save me because of your unfailing love. So now he's turning to God and saying, God, you can rescue me. You might be angry with me. I don't think God was angry with him, by the way, but that's the way he perceived it. But turn and deliver me. Among the dead, no one proclaims your name. If I'm dead, if I die right here, then how can I bring glory to you? Who praises you from the grave? I am worn out from my groaning all night long. I flood my bed with weeping and drench my couch with tears. My eyes are weak with sorrow. They fall because of all my foes. So we know now this guy's got problems. He's got enemies. Things are happening to him. And he's crying out to God. Just think about that. Here's the story. Enemies start giving him a hard time. Things start happening that are not nice. And then he goes and talks to God. And when he goes and talks to God, he doesn't just say a nice, pretty little prayer. He doesn't read somebody else's prayer. He actually just cries out in his heart, cries out loud. Away from me, you who do evil. The Lord has heard my weeping. So here we have, between verse 7 and verse 8, we have a break because something has happened here. Look at where he's talking. If you look at where is this guy looking? First of all, he's looking to God. He's crying out to God. I am worn out. That's to God with my groaning all night long. My eyes grow weak. This is all to God. And then suddenly his aspect changes. So we have a section here. So we have the first section, and we've come to the end of that section. Now there's another section. So I would suggest to you, if you're wanting to connect with God through this part of the Bible, you just make that section, rule a line underneath it, and get the understanding of that bit, and then see what's happened here. Away from me, all you who do evil. Suddenly, now he's telling people off. For the Lord has heard my weeping. What happened? He was just crying out and saying da da da. Now he knows God's heard him. Something's happened inside. He's now got a different attitude, got a different perspective. He's looking in a different place. So the Lord has heard my cry for mercy. The Lord accepts my prayer. All my enemies will be overwhelmed with shame and anguish. They'll turn back and suddenly be put to shame. So here is a guy who's had an experience of being in a really hard place. But he went and talked to God about it. He cried out to God. He didn't hold anything back. He just told God exactly how he felt. And then God invaded the space. What's this space for an invasion from heaven? And so then when God invades that space, he becomes a different person. Now, that's a great story. That's a story that can encourage you and I. So we can get a message from God here. Hey, when things go bad, first place to go is God. Now, I'm not preaching. I'm trying not to. But, this is... So I'll just read this thing in two sections. 1 to 7 is his complaint and his prayer to God and all that kind of stuff. And then 8 to 10 is his... he's got revelation from heaven. God has heard me. He's going full born. Now he looks at his enemies differently. That is a great experience, a great testimony. So it's really worthwhile not just reading through and going from beginning to end of the psalm, but thinking about how it's changed and ruling a section, getting the section, seeing what the section is about, and then understanding the story from the sections and understanding the message from heaven because of the sections. God bless you.